Damn it, Cam. Cat. I needed you for a meme. So today I'm telling a story. I've got some gameplay in the background going to just kind of give something other than my face in one of the corners I decided to edit into. Anyways, hello, welcome to the video. I hope that you guys will enjoy. If you do like it, let's begin. Okay, so everybody has kind of that story that is like their best story, right? Like that once in a lifetime story. Mine happened in high school. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you. First off, it was a little bit ago, so I might be slightly exaggerating it, but it's a slight exaggeration. I assure you, it is not an over exaggeration. This story is phenomenally like it's one of the reasons that this teacher likes me. So I had a teacher that always let me fall asleep in his class, right? Every day I'd fall asleep in this class, okay? Every day it'd be I wasn't waking up to go to school. I was waking up to go to my second nap, okay? I was ready to go to sleep. The moment I got in there, I was out, okay? So I get in there, I go to sleep every single day. It's close to the end of the year, and this class was like civics, like government, learn about the government and how it works and your American history, whatever. I don't care. I was falling asleep. It was close to the end of the year, and he decided to do this project that was kind of like the Risk board game, where it was like you're trying to take over the world, except he included educational stuff like working on a government and learning how that government works and using your money for blah 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 and resources blah blah blah, get all that stuff, right? And so everybody had to get in pairs of seven or yeah, 7 or 6, and they had to have a president, a vice president, a treasurer, blah blah blah. All these guys, everybody had to have their own jobs. Everybody had to do them, blah blah blah, etc. etc. So I was asleep during the start of this, right? And I wake up not knowing what's going on. I go to the next classroom, nothing happens. The next classroom, nothing happens. And then I go to lunch, right? And as I'm at lunch, I have some of the popular girls come up to me and they go, "Hey AJ, can I have your resources?" And then other people came up to me, "Hey AJ, can I have your resources?" What? 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 And then it just continues. I go, everybody, shush, 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 shush. Everybody, go sit down, okay? Go sit down. So everybody left, and I look at my friends across the table that had also asked if they could have my resources, and I go up to them, and I go, "What is going on?" And they explained how the teacher had made me Antarctica and gave me my own government and gave me my own resources that I was willing to give to anybody. I was like a wild card. And he was okay with this. But the thing was is I thought this was a really cool idea. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to participate. I'm going to be my own country." That's awesome, right? So that next day, that was a Monday. The next day's Tuesday, right? I go and tell him that, "Hey, I actually want to participate in this project that you got going on. I want to be in my own country." And he goes, "Oh," he starts off really excited. "Oh, that's really cool. Well, here's all your stuff. Here's what you got to do. Blah, blah, blah. Good luck." And I start doing all that stuff. And as the day progresses, he begins to get a little down. Everybody begins to think, eh. And I'm talking people and trade, whatever. And I'm working up my stuff. And the way he was thinking about how this would work is that you could technology upgrade, right? You could use your money to get technology upgrades and upgrade your stuff, just kind of like a civilization game. And if you had more, you do more damage or stuff like that. Blah blah blah. But it ended up everybody was like at the same level because everybody got to it. So I spent my whole day working on all my stuff, right? Wednesday comes around and he's just like, I don't know about this, AJ. I think that you should just join another country. And so everybody else is like, "AJ, you're going to fail," and blah blah blah. And then Thursday comes around and he's at the point like, "AJ, this just isn't going to work. I really really think that you're not going to be able to do this. You should just join another country. I'll let you take your resources into another country." And I was like, "No." And then Friday comes around and he says, "AJ, this is your last day, last chance right here. Join another country." And I said, "No." I told everybody. My friends told me I should just join another country. I'm going to fail. My teacher, everybody told me I was just going to fail, right? So Friday was an important day because we had all of a lot of people's resources was being counted, right? He was going to say, or he said at the end of the day, he was going to take everybody's resources and put them on a ranking going from who has the most resources and money and everything together, right? Everything, army, everything. They were going to be counted as points, and from the top to the bottom was going to be a ranking scale, right? And there was about 13 countries and or 12 countries, and everybody was going to be ranked dependent on Friday, right? Monday would roll around, and then he would reveal it, right? So that's what happened. I set my plan in motion. I did it. So Monday rolls around, the leaderboard comes out, and the second from the top are these douches that are really mean to everybody and saying that they're going to take over the world and they're going to win. Well, they were the second top, and they decided to go ahead and pick the second from the bottom and declare war on them the moment it was announced. So just to give you guys a heads up, I was sixth from the bottom. I wasn't the bottom, so I did fairly better than others. But these guys also weren't really caring, and they weren't doing their job as well. So they declared war on the second from the bottom. Happens to be my only ally. And I said, well, I'm going into war with you. Everybody looked at me and kind of chuckled. And I was like, that's fine. I'll see you guys during war. So that country was actually in 2 classrooms next over. So we weren't going to be able to do this until 2 classes had passed. So everybody got to go ahead and go into their resources and manage their resources and blah, blah, blah. So then I manage my resources, they manage theirs, the class ends, we wait until 2 classrooms later, they got to manage their resources, they had been told that I had been joining them and someone declared war on them. We got to go into their classroom and begin the war. The way that the war worked is we had a 5x5 grid, and in one corner was the attacking country, and in the other corner was the defending country. And they gave us chips, like poker chips. So remember, my numbers here are going to be a little wary, but the blue chips that we got were 100 troops. The red chips were 1,000 troops, and the green chips were 10,000 troops. We would get them depending on how many we pull out and put in the war. So the teacher goes ahead and gets everybody around the board, and he asks my allies, how many troops do you want to pull out? And they go, well, obviously we're going to need all 100%. AJ's not going to be much help. And so he goes ahead and he pulls out his chips. Blue being the lowest, he pulls out the chips and he goes 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go, 400 troops. Then he hands out the red chips. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4,000 troops for red chips. And then he goes with the green one. 1 green chip. They only had 14,400 troops. That's all. So then they goes to the attacking and says, how many do you want to pull out? And they go, well, let's go ahead and make quick work of them. Let's go ahead and pull out 80% of our troops. And the teacher goes, okay, that's fair. Let's go ahead and pull out your troops. He goes 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 9 chips, 900. Then he goes to the red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then he goes to the green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they had 65,900 troops. Fair. This is when the story comes into play. So the teacher asked me, AJ, how many troops do you want? And then my allies was like, oh, obviously 100, teach. And then I go, I don't know. I don't think I should use all my troops here. You know what? I'm feeling a little angry. Let's go ahead and go with 40% of my troops. The whole classroom was like, yeah, 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 yeah. Good, good. Yeah, go ahead and pull out all 100% of your troops. And the teacher goes, AJ, calm down now. This should be an easy fight. And then my whole classroom's just like, whoa, yeah, good joke, teach. Come on, just bring out his 4, right? And my teacher's like, okay, AJ, let's go ahead and bring out your blue chips. And he starts going with the blue chips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Everyone's just absolutely jaw dropped. What? Good joke, Teach. Right? How much did he pay you? Like, okay, let's stop. And then he goes and finishes all the blue chips, a whole stack of 40 blue chips. But that's not where it ends. Everybody's panicked, absolutely quiet, just watching. He then goes, all right, let's bring out your red chips. And he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 20 red chips. Then he goes to the green chips, and he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 17. There were people that were angry. Teach, that's not even fair. How can you let him do that? That's broken. What did he do? There were people that were confused. Did he pay? What? How? What happened? What? How? And then there were people that were still not believing in me. Just saying absolute like mean stuff like AJ cheated and all this whatever. I don't care. Because then the teacher goes, "Well, I'll let you go ahead and explain this, AJ. How did this happen?" Standing up all tall and proud like I was, I go, "Well, everybody had all their resources on Friday, okay? I took all my resources before the end of the day and put them into a market that I had researched that was about to explode. So I had funded just about 80% of all my earnings, or 90% I think, into this market and like quadrupled my money. By Monday, if he would have done a recount of everybody's resources, I would have been on top. I would have been number one. I would have had by far a lot. And because of that, I funded a lot of my money into my army, which made me also have the biggest army in the classroom. So that's how that happened. But sadly, the class had to end, and we didn't get to end the war. But for a little context, it was kind of funny because I saw the guy that was like trying to put his troops down. He was shaking trying to put his tokens down. Because as he would put a green token down, I'd put 3. Every time he put down a blue, I'd put 5. Because it didn't matter. And I showed everybody that they were wrong and that I was capable of doing this by myself. I was capable of doing more than what people expected. If people tell you not to do something, don't listen. You can always do better. That was my greatest moment in high school and probably the greatest moment in my life. But I did that, and I'm super proud of myself, and I didn't let anybody let me down, and I kept going. That's why I'm going to keep going with this, guys. I love you guys all. I hope that you guys liked the video. If you did, subscribe, join the Discord, just stay awesome, guys.